you know, dimension is like a small village. And even at work, at school, everywhere we go, we interact with people from different ethnic backgrounds, religions, uh, cultures. And we all need to learn how to accept our differences, to learn how to be sensitive to others and our differences. And there is no right or wrong culture. We have different cultures. And every culture, of course, have their own value system and codes of conduct and what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. Let's say in certain cultures, bribery is not forbidden. It's not, I mean, allowed. In other cultures, bribery is just the norm. It's the way people can get things done. And bribery, of course, في العربي اللي هي الرشوة يعني uh, you can't get anything done without putting money in somebody's uh, hands. Anyway, um, so I know a lot about global leadership. Um, I taught a lot of courses. I'm a professor at a local university. It's called Webster University here. It's a global university actually. They have uh, branches all over the world, including Dubai and Europe, of course, the United States, the Middle East. Um, I'm in the School of Business. I teach graduate level courses, MBA students and doctorate students. And I've been in this profession as a professor teaching on higher education, 18 years overseas, 12 years Birzeit University, and 6 years Bethlehem University, and the last 18 years here in the United States um, in the School of Business, teaching mainly uh, graduate level course. I'm also certified to teach online. I'm also certified in digital marketing and social media, data analytics, Google search and Google ads, marketing, content, and on. You can name it. I was just simply trying to get up to date with all the changes in our markets and our industries. Um, I'm also a volunteer. I volunteer a lot with a local hospital. It's called Barnes Jewish Hospital. I go there 3 days a week from 7 in the morning until 12 noon. I help elderly people. I help, in the mass vaccination. Luckily, because I do this with the hospital, I'm already vaccinated, the first and the second one. It's a Pfizer vaccine, and I'm married to the same amazing, wonderful Flora, my wife. She's a hospice nurse also, and we have four wonderful kids. And we've been married for 40 years, 40. And I wish you all the same happiness and same life. And it's doable. I promise you, it's doable. Okay, I've done a lot of consulting services and consulting work and training in the Middle East, Europe, and the United States. I did work for the World Bank consulting services for more than 10 years. The same with USAID, which of course supports and sponsors projects in the Middle East and third world countries, and also the EU, European Union. I conducted several projects sponsored by the EU. I did that for about 10 years. I was also an advisor to the Ministry of Tourism in Palestine and also to the Chambers of Commerce in Palestine. Um, just that's to give you some background and credibility of my work and This workshop is geared to you. I met with Hazar, Elias, Marina, and Rachel just simply to get a feel about uh, your needs, your expectations, what exactly you want me to cover. Because at the end, that's my style, my approach. Every time I do consulting services or I do training, I like to survey and ask the the host or the participants about their needs, and I tailor my presentation. This is specifically for you. I never had this before. So every time I do training and or consulting services, I have to custom and tailor-made my approach and my presentation to fit to the needs of the group or the participants. So hopefully tonight's workshop, I will have about 3 exercises to engage you, but most of the time will be me talking. And if you notice from the title, I did mention something here, being authentic. And under the current circumstances or any other circumstances, and let me just make it simple and fast, that no one, no successful leader, no matter who you're talking about, I'm going to ask you about this in a minute, has one clear style of leadership. Because I'm telling you from now, any leadership, any successful leader have to adapt to the situation. So sometimes you might even show your autocratic face, being tough and make a decision and tell people just go ahead and execute. Sometimes you need time to think and you need people to participate. You need people to give you some feedback. And in this case, you might be called a democratic leader or laissez-faire leader, which gives, if you believe in your team and their abilities, you might just simply tell them you are on your own. You know what is our mission? You know what we need to accomplish? I'm here. I'll provide you with all the resources. And if you need me, you know where to find me. There's that also style of leadership. And under certain circumstances, like crisis, like the pandemic is called a crisis. Okay. And in any situation at any company, they might, if their sales is down or they are struggling with, customer service or anything, there might be called, this might be called a crisis. So you have to also lead under uncertainty of things that are not clear. And your style will be totally different. Can we go back to our original style? Yes. But sometimes under certain circumstances, um, you might have to think outside the box. You might have to take risks and make decisions even without preparing. Any crisis or this current pandemic, we can explain or describe it as a moving target. So you know what I mean by moving target. And sometimes it moves so fast that you cannot aim. So you have to think on your feet right away and take risks and make decisions without waiting for, even if you wait to try to gather information and data, it might be too late for you. Anyway, so authentic leader, anybody knows what is authentic leader? You can always unmute yourself, but being authentic, it doesn't matter you are a leader or not, just being authentic. What does it mean, being authentic?
Rita.
Go ahead.
It's a real leader that's passionate.
Passionate. I like that. I'm gonna pick some words there. What else other than passionate?
It's just like staying true to yourself
Stay
and
true
who
to
you
yourself
are.
and your team.
Hmm.
Good. More.
When I think of authentic, I think of genuine, being
Oh yeah, I
genuine.
like that too. Being genuine. One more, two more. Come on.
I think
You don't have to. You don't have to Google it. You can do
raw,
it.
being raw and honest.
Being raw and honest. There's nothing better than being yourself and be transparent. Tell the truth.
We
Even
have
when you
a
are weak, tell the truth. Even if you are in pain, tell the truth. Yes,
we have a message from Fadi Al Hayek. He says having self-awareness, relationship values, services, and vision.
I like vision, self-awareness. You know, these are all good things. The visionary leader, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Visionary leaders, the leader that not necessarily can see the future, but
Also,
at
leader,
least they think into the future. I'm sorry?
a caring leader, like that cares about his people.
Hearing, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's very, very, very important, especially under crisis when people are panicking in fear. This is where you need to show empathy. You need to show that you care. This is when exactly you need to show your true color, that you are a people's person. You care about their feelings. Because a lot of people, let's say in organizations and companies under the pandemics, they thought that they're going to lose their jobs, or now their kids are at home, they're not going to school, and how are we going to manage? They are panicking, and you need to show empathy, you need to work with them as a leader here. So those are all amazing things that you mentioned, uh, and you can combine them all together. Being authentic is amazing here. Being honest, transparent, trustworthy, these are all additional things that you can think about. Open, team player, and you know, again, as we said, honesty is key, transparency is key in this case. So hopefully that I will manage, or I can help you at least start realizing your abilities, realizing that you have something dormant that you can awaken and use as your strength. I want you to stand out. I want you to be unique, different than anybody else. As a leader, even if you are simple, humble person, a leader does not have to be tough. At some point in time, when people were asked to describe a leader back in the old days, they were talking about the Hulk. They were talking about Superman. They were talking about, you know, uh, a wrestler, someone that is tall, big, wide shoulders, muscles. Not necessarily at all. You don't have to be. You can still be, you can be short and a leader. You can be thin and be a leader. You can have a long hair, be a leader. You can have a short hair and be a leader. It's not about physical character. It's more about a mindset. If you have the right mindset, you can be a good leader. And that's an authentic leader. I want you to start thinking with me in a minute. Let me move to the next slide. Let me see if I can do it from my end. Okay. Those are the topics. If we can cover it all, hopefully we're not limited with time here. Um, think about at least 1 hour, if not hour and a half. If you have your coffee next to you, your water, your juice, a sandwich, that would be all right. So we're gonna try to define a leader, which almost we started a little bit. Who's a leader? I'm gonna try to, engage you here and help you test your own abilities. Gonna learn about leadership traits and skills, their types and the styles, how to lead under uncertainty, and how to stand out as a leader. And then I'm gonna have final thoughts. Okay, so basically this is what the agenda is going to be tonight, but there will be at least 3 exercises that I will engage you with or engage you in. Even if before I show you this slide and ask you, generally speaking, about leadership, say, is it an action? So is a leader the one that normally is a role model? Everybody's watching that person, takes actions. Is it a process that has a start, input, and output? Is it an art? In other words, is it something that we can teach? Or is it in your genetic makeup? Is it a position? Meaning, if you are hired right now as a president, as a CEO, as a manager, as a department head, are you automatically a leader? Is there a difference between a leader and a manager? All these are important things to think about. It could be all of the above, but the only thing that is not true, that not everyone in a position is a true leader. You might be a manager, you might be a CEO, you might be even a president of a company, but not necessarily being a successful leader. And this is what we're going to cover tonight. Being a CEO or a president, you will have a legitimate right to manage the company, to be the president, to make decisions. That's the position give you this authority, this power. But a leader, his power or her power and authority stems from their inner ability to inspire others, influence others, motivate others. Others are willing to follow and listen to. When you hate your manager, you still have to go to work. You still have to obey to their needs and demands and decisions. But leader, you are willingly following and believing in that person. And that's a huge difference. And you don't have to be in a position to be a leader. At the corporate level, because all the people here are in a, I want to call it, leading positions or executive positions, top executives, CEOs, department heads, managers. They supposed to carry on the corporate responsibilities, and there are so many different responsibilities. And it doesn't have to be corporation. It could be a charity. It could be a church. It could be, a bank. It could be a huge company like, GM or Ford or Toyota or Procter and Gamble or you name it, Boeing, or a small place. It could be Bet Sahur organization, that we have executives and we have presidents and we have vice president and we have executive teams and we have other teams or committees and for each committee, we have, a coordinator and on. But with time, we can say that this person was a true leader or not. And that's important. You inspire others. Corporate responsibility, I don't know if you heard the term corporate social responsibility, sustainability. Anybody knows what these two terms mean? Sustainability, corporate social responsibility. Unmute yourself when you want to talk. Corporate social responsibility and sustainability. If you don't know, that's fine. This is why.
Wait, I understand what you're saying.
I'm sorry.
I can't understand what you're trying to say. Wait, what's your question?
My question is, what is corporate social responsibility? What is sustainability? What does that mean? Those two terms.
I'm not sure.
That's good. Thank you. That's
Not
an honest answer, and I love that.
Corporate social responsibility, it has to do with companies' responsibility to their communities and to the people in their communities. So internally and also externally. So
Awesome.
basically like paying people a living wage or a living, and
Right. Yeah.
not ruining the
Those
environment.
people in and out, is that Rachel?
Yeah,
The people you describe in and out are called stakeholders.
right.
Stakeholders, all the people that have interest in keeping our operations, our activities, our services going on. So sustainability and corporate social responsibilities is simply providing the goods and services to the stakeholders and creating value for them without harming them or the environment or the well-being of our country. We take care of the people and we provide services without, again, depleting certain resources, whether it's animal resources, plants, water, anything that is natural or not. Water pollution, air pollution, all these are things that leaders are supposed to keep in mind and try to be good citizens. And that's why we call it corporate citizenship, meaning that you belong and you give and you will take based on what is given to you in a socially responsible manner. So no matter where you work, if you are a leader, you need to keep that in mind. You need to keep in mind that you lead people, you lead teams, but you don't take shortcuts and you don't harm people or the environment. That's why I'm mentioning this. At the human level, of course, we have team leaders, supervisors, influencers, and you. I want you to start thinking about you as a person. So I want you to think this for a minute. Each one of you, for a minute, think about someone you know. It could be a family member. It could be a coworker. It could be a superior. It could be someone you hear about or you know about. But to you, only to you, you think this person inspires you, or this person is a true leader, influencer. So take a minute to think about that person and tell me why you selected that person. So take a minute to think about a person, could be a family member, a coworker, someone in your school or university, someone in the community, globally, alive or dead, by the way, that's fine. Why did you choose this person as a leader who influenced you, inspired you, and on?
The same thing over and over again and think
Yeah,
you're
okay.
Okay? Do you need more time? Be honest. You can write a couple of notes. Anybody keeping time? Hazar or anybody keeping time?
My mom influences me
Okay.
because she gives me some advice and stuff like that.
Who's that?
Me, Serene.
Serene. Okay, so you selected mom. I
Yeah.
love that. Go ahead,
She-
Serene. Why did you select mom?
She's like smart. She gives me advice.
She gives you advice.
Yeah.
Is she a role model to you? Do you watch what she says and what she does, and you wish and you hope and you pray to be like her?
Yes, yes. She's
Okay.
like college kids, and her students also kind of have an influence on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you in a minute. Thank you. Who else would like to share with us?
I want to. I can
Tell
talk.
us your name and tell us why, and who you selected and why.
I'm Elisa. And I chose my teacher in high school, my social issues teacher.
Okay.
I chose him because he inspired me personally, in the way he treated other international students. He made his classroom like a safe space for all international students to go there. He made his mission to make all of them comfortable. He wanted to help them in their English if they didn't understand something. He would even sit with them during lunch. That inspired me to do the same. So I wanted to be friends with all the international students in my high school,
Awesome.
and just
So-
be there.
So
yeah.
this person to you is a true leader.
Yes, he is.
Awesome. Can I ask this question? And don't get me wrong. Is that a female or a male?
He's a male.
Is he American or an international?
He's American, but
American.
he's very passionate about social issues. Like he cares a lot about Palestine, and he always talks about the occupation and tries to spread awareness about it. And he just cares about people.
Awesome.
About him.
That's good. That's good. Thank you. One
So
more,
can
please.
I share? Can I give
Give
my
us your name.
definition?
Who's speaking?
Oh, this is Marina.
Go ahead, Marina.
Okay, well, I think a great leader is very knowledgeable and very compassionate and shows empathy. So when I think about that, I think of a great manager at work, like my manager. So they're really very knowledgeable and they show compassion and empathy if there's problems at work. So that's what I think of when I think of a great leader.
Okay, that makes sense.
I have some.
Go ahead. Tell us who you are and tell us who did you pick and why.
Okay, it's Rachel. And I was thinking kind of in general, like of leaders. I thought of Jesus for a second because, you know, he
That's
led
not
by
general.
example. Why?
That's everything.
I mean, whatever. Anyway,
I know.
Jesus led by
I know what you
example.
mean. Go ahead. Jesus is an amazing leader, but tell us why.
Sure. He led by example. He died. He put other people before himself, technically. And then if you think of other leaders too, leaders of movements,
But before Rachel, before you move on, do you know what's Jesus' style of leadership called?
no, you want to give me some choices and I'll pick one.
Okay, was he autocratic, democratic, servant leader, or transformational leader?
I think he was a mix of all of them because
Okay.
he walked around and he was like, you, leave your fishes and come with me. And then other
I
times he
like
was
that.
like,
You know why? That's exactly what I said at the beginning. You change your
Yeah.
style based on the situation. So when
right,
he entered into the whatever that synagogue, and he saw people selling and have animals inside, and he starts shouting
he
and
flipped the
kicking
tables.
everybody out. So he was a dictator at that time.
Yes.
But in most of his time, he was transformational, and he was a servant leader too.
Yes, depending on the situation. But my point is, if you think about other leaders as well, like in political movements or in your
Martin
personal
Luther
life.
King, do you think he's a leader?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Why? Because he
I
led.
know. I mean, many probably agree that Martin Luther King is a leader.
Yeah.
What we're trying to learn tonight is to know the traits, the personality, the charisma, the why we consider a person a leader, and that's why I am conducting this exercise.
I think what makes them a leader is their like basically what we said before, how they care for people and they put other people's needs before themselves. But I don't envy them and I don't want to be them either because I find myself very selfish. And also you look at the people who are leaders, they end up getting killed or dying or suffering in their lives. So I don't think that that's
Don't,
something.
Rachel,
But that was just my initial thought.
you
and I
don't
wanted to
have to
share.
be a social leader. You don't have to be a political leader. We
Oh,
want you to
even
be a leader where you work, a leader with the teams you work with.
yeah,
You
I
want
know.
to
I
stay
said
alive.
it was a general thought.
I know. I know. Thank
I
you,
think a
Rachel.
lot of leaders do suffer, but that's just what I've seen.
Correct. One more, just one more.
I would like to share one. I think when I think of a leader, I think of the priest's wife of the church we go to. A lot of you might know her. Her name is Leslie. I look up to her a lot. I think she leads by example. She just you just like to follow her ways. Like she doesn't lead in general terms. She just leads by example. She's very compassionate, welcoming of others, no judgments.
Interesting.
That's the leader I think of.
That's good. That's good. I was waiting for someone to say dad or my father.
I actually was gonna say my
I was
dad.
gonna say that too.
Awesome. And I want you to continue to think highly about your parents, whether mom or dad. They sacrifice everything. I know not everyone probably has one or has a true father figure or a true leader. But believe me, inside them, they have, you know, the heart, and they try with whatever they have, the resources they have and the capabilities they have to help you out. Um, Parents are leaders, but I don't want to really put them in the same category as the leaders we work with, the leaders we interact with outside of the family. But they are to me, my parents, my late parents, both of them to me um, are angels more so than leaders. I learned a lot. My parents, no doubt in my mind, you know. But because we live with them every day and we care about them and they care about us, it's hard sometimes to see everything. And I don't know. I don't want to really get into details about the parents, but parents inspire you. Parents has to be team leaders uh, because if you have a family and they lead the family and they have to really show that they care, lead by example, of course, and provide to you. Anyway, anybody think that I missed something? And you need to share your idea here quickly.
Something I just wanted to say is that I think a leader for me, I mean, I was going to say my dad before you mentioned that, but I think a leader for me is somebody that knows how to manage crises, because for me, like maintaining optimism and maintaining stability in times of turmoil, like especially during COVID, for example, like we look to our president. I mean, that wasn't the best, but like just an example of in terms of like when a crisis is going on, you need a leader who's stable and who's, you know, is very level-minded, and that doesn't kind of freak out, because that's going to make all of the people that look up to them freak out. So you kind of need to have a leader that's very calm and you know, handles crisis
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Absolutely. Listen, I know the leader needs to be calm, but also strong. Can a leader cry in front of followers or front of the team? You don't have to answer, and you don't have to say yes or no. But parents, father, you know, sometimes dads or fathers find it so difficult to cry in front of their kids, because sometimes the kids might feel like, you know, my dad is weak, or is vulnerable, or how can I continue to trust that he's gonna save me or provide security to me? Dad is crying. Well, it takes time for them to understand why sometimes we do cry. And it's okay. It's okay to cry. Leaders are human beings before they be anything else. I'm going to share this with you guys, but if you want to look, and I put this together, you know, the definition of a leader, who's a leader. And that's just simply based on my experience. And, you know, that person is an individual. It's not a machine. It's not a robot. It's a human being. Okay. I don't know, down the road, we all hear about AI, the artificial intelligence, and robots, and if they are going to take over the world down the road or not. Don't believe this, but you know, it's all science fiction movies, but they are getting smarter and smarter. But here I'm not talking about robots, and I'm not talking about leaders. I mean machines. I'm talking about human beings. They have the ability to inspire, motivate, and influence others. Another thing important in this definition, and again, that's my definition. You might not find it in textbooks. You'll find something similar to it. To get the job done efficiently and effectively. Anybody knows what's the difference between efficient and effective? Remember, say your name before you talk. What's the difference between efficient and effective?
I know that effectively means,
What's your name?
oh, Serene,
All right,
sorry.
go ahead.
Effectively, like how good the job is done, how much of the job is done.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, but I don't know about the efficient.
That's good. That's okay. Thank you again for being honest. Anybody can add anything to what is being efficient and how is it different than being effective?
Yes, hi, this is Sarah. Efficiency is when you're doing something with less resources, or it's more so like cost cutting and getting the job done and less resources in a sense, but effectively looks at the results of it, if the job is well done or not.
I like that a lot, Sarah. Thank you. And that's basically what it is all about. You know, how can we get the job done with the least time, effort, money, and resources possible. Okay, that's efficient. Now the question: can we be efficient but not effective? Effectiveness are the results. Effectiveness are achieving the goals. Can we be effective but not efficient? Which one is the condition to the other? Can we be efficient but not effective? So if we are planning for something or trying to dig a hole in the backyard, you're asked to, let's say, I remember Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts when they go to camp and they have to put tents and all that. And if they put the tent like they were, let's say, competing, and each team wants to put the tent faster than the other, and then a team cried after 15, oh yeah, we put our tent first. Okay, that's efficiency. And then let's say the captain or the team leader went and shook the tent and fell apart. Were they effective? The answer is definitely no. So you can be efficient, but if you're running in the wrong direction, if you are fast and you can run a mile in 1 minute, but you're going south rather than going north, so you're not effective. So we need both to get the job done, to be efficient in utilizing the resources, time, money, and effort, and being effective, meaning to actually get the job done. Okay, doing things right or doing the right thing. Doing things right is efficiently, and doing the right thing is effective. Who gives a leader legitimacy? Who gives a leader legitimacy؟ يعني أنا اللي بعطي الشرعية للقائد أو القيادة. احنا عرفنا إنه اللي بعطي الشرعية يعني gives legitimacy to a manager or CEO or a president is their title. There's hardly you go to any company or a place and they say leader, they say CEO, or they say president, or they say, department chair or dean of faculty. They don't say leader. So they get their legitimacy from their title, from being hired to assume responsibilities in that position. But what gives legitimacy to the true leader that inspired others, influenced others, motivated others, and get the job done efficiently and effectively?
I
Anybody?
think the people give
Yeah.
the leader the legitimacy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
الشرعية تيجي من الناس اللي بيآمنوا في هذا الشخص و بيقدسوه to some extent. Yeah. من followers, in other words. يعني.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry.
I think in difficult situations when people need help and they look for that one person, that's when they choose that person as their leader.
Absolutely.
When they're in trouble and they need help and they all look at that one person.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I want you now to think about a moment in your life where you felt so good about yourself. Take a minute to think about it and tell us why you felt good about yourself. Think about a moment in your life where you felt so good and proud of yourself and tell us why. You have a minute. When you speak, say your name. And I want some people who did not say a word yet. And we are not gonna judge you. I promise you, we are not going to judge you. Okay, who would like to start? Just say your first name and tell us about that moment. You felt good about yourself, you felt proud, and someone told you, we are so proud of you. You did an amazing job. By the way, and here's the difference between parents telling you we are proud of you, you did an amazing job, and between someone outside of your family tell you that. You're probably gonna believe the one outside more than you're gonna believe your family, because you think they are hypocrites. You think that because they are your parents, they want to say this to you, but not necessarily. They are wrong. Okay, who would like to share with us a moment?
Serene,
Tell us your name first.
Serene.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I have two things. I felt good about myself whenever I worked hard to get like good grades, and the report card came and it's a good GPA.
Okay.
And-
And is there like a specific test or a specific time? I mean, generally speaking, everybody feels good about themselves when they get good grades, but I want a specific moment that you recall.
A big test, like I've studied for it, a hard test. Like it's a long test, many questions.
Okay, why did you feel good about yourself? What if your professor doesn't even read? They just give A's to everybody. Do you feel good about yourself at
That I
school if everyone in your class gets an A and you work your butt, you work so hard, you did not sleep all night, and then you know that the one sitting next to you is lazy, he or she doesn't even open the book, they don't study, and they yet got an A. How do you feel?
Well, it's gonna get them in the future because
I
it's
know,
just-
I know. What I'm trying to say here, Sabine, is, I want you to continue to feel proud of yourself, about yourself when you get high grades.
feel good about yourself more.
All right,
You feel more good about yourself.
right.
Yeah.
I want, can I hear more people, please? Say your first name and then tell me that moment and why.
Michael Kokali.
ahead.
So like last year, at the end of the school year, I was given something called the Presidential Award, and
Congratulations.
I thank you. I felt like really honored because it finally shows like that other people recognize like how hard maybe I've worked to like study and to get good grades and to like do the best I can.
Did you
And
see it coming? Was it expected?
No.
Is that something you were looking forward to?
I mean, I was hoping to get it, but I wasn't like sure that I was going to get it.
Awesome,
So
awesome. Where I'm going with all this, I want to hear a couple of more, please. Some people who did not say a word. We're not gonna judge you, please. Say your name and tell us about that moment. Okay. One more, please. I want to encourage you. You're going to be our leaders in the future. You're going to be future leaders. You need that self-confidence.
I mean, I talked, but I can talk again if no one wants to talk.
Who's
But I
that?
want to leave space.
Who's that?
Lisa.
Okay, go ahead.
In my senior year in high school, I was given the Peacemaking Award. It wasn't something that I knew about. It was just my teachers and my principal. They all talked together and were like, "We want to give you this award," and they gave it to me in front of the entire school. And I felt proud because it wasn't something like I want to win this award. I didn't even know about it. I was just doing what I wanted to do. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. We have a fighter here. Taekwondo fighter. Who's that? You want to tell us something about it? Taekwondo. All right. Why I asked you this question then? Is sports or karate or whatever, boxing or anything is gonna make you feel better about yourself, feel more confident? Is it for your own protection? Is it for, you know, pleasing your parents who put you in that program? Do you play piano because you love the piano? Do you play piano or violin because your parents put you in that situation? I want you to start thinking about you, thinking about your own abilities, thinking about your own future, thinking about your own vision for yourself. You need to build that self-confidence in you. You cannot be a leader if you hate yourself, or if you don't like people to look at you or look at your face, or if you don't trust your abilities. If it's not in you, you cannot give it. You have to discover yourself, discover your abilities. Yes, it takes time, but it's bit one block at a time. And that's why I wanted you to think about that moment and build on these moments. And say, why? I could do it. I did do it. And start building on it to have more confidence in yourself down the road. Okay. Test your abilities here. I want you to, can we break into rooms or Todd? By the way, how much time we have for the entire workshop, Hazar or Marina? Yes.
It's been an hour. Well, we started a little bit late, so it's been about 45 minutes. And our goal was about an hour, hour and a half tops.
Hour and a half is awesome, but less than that, I don't think we will accomplish the goal from this
Okay,
specific
so about
workshop.
40 minutes left.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I want you to all stick around because this is very, very useful for you guys. I'm doing it for you, I promise you. Think about each color here, and between you and yourself only, and write down which of the, in the black, which of the two statements you agree with. Okay, take a couple of minutes. And who are you? Are you the one that feel comfortable making important decisions quickly? Or you need time, you need resources, you need, data? Do you blame others for your own mistakes and failure? Whether parents, your faculty, your teacher, whatever, or you are willing to claim responsibility for your mistakes and failure. And you can read the rest. So choose one of those. Each, in every color, choose one. And put them next to each other so I know exactly who you are as a person. That's a test about your personality, about your charisma. And I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to tell who you are, what you are, not what you hope to be. And that's the difference. You need to be honest with yourself. It's not what you strive to be, but who you actually are. Okay. Do you need more time?
What exactly did you want us to do, to put it in the chat?
No, you don't have to. I'm going to ask a question in a minute. I just want you to, for now, to kind of pick the ones that describe you as you are right now, not what you hope to be.
Okay.
I can help you with what you hope to be if I understand where you're at now. Okay. Okay, now I want some volunteers to, without getting into details, to tell me of this list, you know, is it making sense to you? Is that really who you are? Without telling us which choices you selected, which options, which colors, which section of every color you selected. I just want some, you know, volunteers to tell me a little bit about what they think of this test. Hazar, you want to tackle it? Anyone?
Dr. Mazen, I feel this test is like a personality test, or a test that can let you know what best careers for you. Because I went through a test like this before, which is the one decided my major right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It could be about what you want to do in your life down the road. Even if you want to become a leader, do you know yourself? Do you know your strengths and weaknesses? Do you like to work solo, or do you like to work with a team? If you like to work solo, you can't be a leader. You know, you can be an accountant. You can sit in your office and tackle receipts and ledgers and balance sheet and income statement. You work solo, that's fine. Okay, but if you want to be a leader, there are choices here among the colors that you need to see it. You need to feel that it is there if you want to be a leader. If you panic, you're not a leader. That's what I'm trying to get to. Do you blame others, or you claim responsibility? If all the time you blame others, you're not a leader right now, at least. You need to learn how to start claiming responsibility. Here's a difference between a leader and a manager. A manager will be responsible to carry on certain tasks. A leader will lead people to accomplish certain goals, and they feel accountable for the results. A manager can be blamed and can be even punished because of their title. But the leader even admitting certain mistakes, they feel accountable. They feel like they need to get the job done right with their team. Responsibility and accountability are two different things. You stay focused under stressful time, or you lose it. You panic. Are you aware of your strengths and weaknesses? And that's important. You need to know your abilities, your charisma, your skills. And again, being honest with you, the big question is, are leaders born or made? What do you think? Just take a couple of answers. Are leaders born or made?
Made.
Say it again.
Made.
Made. So they learn it through experience and through life, or just because people believe in them, they became leaders. What about gangs? What about drug lords? Their followers made them leaders. They can do it via guns and via drugs. Are they leaders? I think, personally speaking, and you have to have some genetic makeup. You have to have something in you that born with you to become a leader. But you need to discover it over time. You need to discover it with experience. You need to discover it with practice. You need to discover it taking risks. You need to believe in yourself, not pity yourself. It's just food for thought. So think about these things. Those are the main skills that youth leaders normally need to learn to do and master. Decision making. I think one of the key, and I can't say this tonight, unfortunately, one of the key weaknesses or areas of improvement, challenges to many young leaders and young generation is self-confidence. And if they lack it, public speaking will almost be absent. Your ability to stand in front of others and express yourself freely. That's the best trait, the best skill. You have to have this ability. I was a shy boy. I don't deny it. But music, helped me a lot. And I think the talent of singing, and that's why some of it just comes with you. God gave me a good voice, so I started singing, and singing, helped me mingle with people and bands, and I think Hazar, your dad knows, we both were involved in music and stuff, so that helped me a lot, and I would never become a professor in front of students and stand if I did not sing on stage. And that helped me a lot. And that's a talent. Sports can help you trust and have more confidence in yourselves. Music, sports, arts, look at your gifts, look at your hobbies and build them, work on them. Public speaking, unfortunately, the internet and the texting and the emojis took a lot from the abilities of the teenagers and the young generation and the kids. I worry about my grandkids. I have the oldest grandkid is 6 years old. You know, she knows how to text. She knows how to use emojis. She hides behind her cell phone and her tablet. And we as parents, we spoil them. Why should a 3-year-old or 2-year-old or 1-year-old or 6-year-old have a tablet in their hand? This is the destruction for our public speaking ability. Most of us, we can express ourselves texting more so than standing in front of people and talk. If you want to become a leader, you need to learn that trait, that skill. You need to be an effective communicator. And trust me, effective communicator is not the one that only talk. Effective communicator, the one that has the skill to be effective listener. You have to be a good listener before you are a good talker, because you need to talk and transform the things that you learn from people through listening into something of value to them. The good leader is the leader that listens to their followers' needs and wants and aspirations and transform everything into value to them. A good leader is a good listener. And of course, a role model. Patience is important. Problem solving, critical thinking. All these are important skills. And down the road, we can actually, I can work with the youth group to build a workshop on every element here. We can build a workshop only on decision making or public speaking or goal setting and problem solving, critical thinking, effective communication, interpersonal skills. Leaders are not shy. And of course, that's a joke. All right. I don't want to spend too much time here, but you know, these are the things also I want you to think about. Trust in your abilities. Be motivated. Be organized. Have self-esteem and self-confidence. Understand your strengths. Ask questions. Nothing wrong with that. Imagine yourself in a classroom and you can't understand what the professor is saying or the teacher is saying. If you don't raise your hand and ask a question, guess what? You wasted your time and money. You did not learn anything. There's nothing called wrong question. There is no wrong question. Learn from your mistake. I apologize for the typo here. That says I'm a human. It's okay to make mistakes. And you know what? Take risks. Take risks. It's okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you only to select three traits, leadership traits that you want to work on or build. Only 3. And you can tell me your 3 in a minute, or you can put them in a chat. Select any 3 traits you would like to work on and continue to build. And when you master them, you can select another 1 or another 2 and another 3. And over time, you will master them all. But right now, pick any 3. And I'm going to ask you about your 3, your selected 3. I put them in alphabetical order, by the way. Think about 3. I'm sorry. That system is confusing me. Okay, who'd like to share the 3 that you want to work on and nurture and build? And why did you select those 3? Say your name and mention.
My name is Andrew.
Andrew, go ahead.
And I need to work on my confidence, empathy, and passion.
Confidence, empathy, and
passion.
Passion. I love that. I love that. Confidence. That's huge. We need it. We all need it. And every leader needs it. If you lack that confidence, that you're not going to go a long distance. Empathy. That's the second one, right, Andrew?
That's right.
Oh, it's huge because you deal with people, not machines, not equipment, not robots. People that come with emotions. They come with needs, and you need to feel them. And passion. I remember my late dad tell me, if you do what you love, you're gonna love what you do. That's the most important thing. You have to have a passion. You have to have that love. You have to have that feeling about helping out, about accomplishing things. And, you have to be passionate about it. If you're not, it's a problem. Thank you, Andrew. Continue to work on those, Andrew. And when you master them, when you think you master them, then you can pick another 2 or 3 to add them to your weaponry, to add them to your list of good things. One more.
Hi, Rachel. Can you
Who's
hear me?
that?
It's Rachel.
Go ahead, Rachel. Which 3 did you select?
So I picked empathy, optimism, and then communication skills, because I realize that I can understand people's feelings, but sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I think people are being over dramatic and too emotional, and I think they need to get past it and just move on. So I have to work on that. And then optimism, I usually see things negatively. I'm very quick to criticize. So there's that. And then my communication skills, because I see things negatively, and because I feel like people need to stop being so emotional, sometimes I will communicate that and I shouldn't, because I'm too.
Love that. I love that. I think the last one you mentioned is the first one you need to work on, because you cannot empathize, you cannot be optimistic if you lack that communication skill. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. One more? Just one more. Come on. We need to move on. We're having fun here. All right. You got the gist of it. I don't want to embarrass anyone. Again, I'm going to make this available to you, and you can build on it, and pick any 3 you want to nurture, you want to improve on, use them as your strength, and then add to your arsenal.
In the chat, I put 3 traits that you need.
Go ahead.
I didn't know that you said that we need to put what we need to work on more.
It doesn't matter. Even if you feel that you have those, what are the things that you think are in you? You have them. Just give me any 3 you want. Are you there?
Excuse me?
You want to give me the 3?
Oh, yeah. I'll say 3 traits that you need is honesty,
I like that.
resistance, and confidence.
Resilience.
Resilience. There we go.
Okay. Honesty, transparency, openness. These are 3 almost similar words. If you're not honest with yourself first, you cannot be honest with others. Resilience, or you have to be resilient, okay? Persistent. Those are important things for you to continue to give. You have to be strong in this case. And what was the third one? Communication? What was the third one? Okay. Anyway, there's something wrong with communications here. You still hear me okay, right? Hazar, everybody, you can hear me okay?
Yes,
All right.
and also,
Yes,
by
yes,
the way, just a time check. We have about 10 minutes.
Okay, I want to go to my last exercise, but those are the different leadership styles. The e-leadership, if you're not aware of it, is right now because of the pandemic, a lot of people work from home. So you have now to have the skill as a leader to communicate with people virtually via technology and keep them motivated and keep them going. That's what e-leadership is all about. It's a new thing now. Leaders need to start thinking about it. Servant leader, autocratic is the leader that really is normally taking decisions on their own. Those are more managers than actually leaders, and they just tell the people to accomplish the tasks without even engaging or involving people. We like to engage and involve people more so than just tell them what to do. Okay. You can read this later, but I want to go to an exercise. Can we break into rooms for 5 minutes?
Yes.
Here's what you need to do. Just randomly divide the people into rooms. However, how many we have right now?
16 without you, Dr. Mazen.
Okay, so 3 rooms of 5 is fine. And here's what you need to do. You are in an island, you're stuck, your ship got destroyed, and you have these items available to you. I want you to pick 4 of these items and think about it as a team. Now, 2 teams will work together and only create 2 rooms for 2, 5 and 5. And the other 6, just think individually about this. You as an individual, not negotiating with a team which 5 to select. So 2 teams of 5 will negotiate among themselves which 5 or 4 items, only 4 you have to select and tell us why. And the other 6 people who are not in a team, individually, you need to tell me which 4 items you selected and why. Go ahead and see who's your team. Give them 5 minutes only.
Okay, and our boat is sinking and we have to swim to the island.
You're gonna be
Or are we already on the island?
Yeah. Okay. And you need 5 things to protect yourself for survival, or 4 things for survival.
Okay.
Okay. When you are prompted to join a team, go ahead and join the team. Give them 5 minutes.
Zod, are we supposed to Are we the group that's supposed to communicate with each other or not?
He didn't tell which group is, but we can be. Let's do that.
Can you hop to the other group?
Yes.
Okay.
So can we talk? Wait, what?
Hazad, are you with us?
I'm gonna go ask him real quick.
Okay, in the meantime, well, maybe he wants to be in the group. Let us know what he wants. We'll talk in the meantime, just in case.
Saw a flare gun, inflated brat or raft. I'm sorry, inflated raft, matches, knife, tent, mirror, hunting rifle, a rope, a fishing rod, a canvas, and a water purifier. We need only to choose 4. I'm not gonna participate.
Okay, first of all, I'll get the water purifier because it's salt water and we can't drink it. So we need that for survival.
And like the animals?
What food though?
The animals? Like wildlife, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we have the hunting rifle to shoot the animals.
Oh, that's
We can't see the pictures.
Matches, boat.
You don't need toilet paper. A boat is better.
هاي الكازن بي يا هلا.
Hi, Fadi.
عندي البنت عشان hey doctor, everybody. I think
Hey,
it's hard to
مبروك.
just pick one or two or
في
three.
أخرى
like
insect
everything.
repellent, by the way.
Oh,
Insect repellent أخرى في.
مبروك
It's hard to
البنت
just
فادي.
1 minute
الله يبارك
remaining.
فيك
Come on, someone
يعني.
write them down. Which ones?
دكتور
I
تقدر
wrote most
بس
of them
I
down.
think a 10.
دكتور ركز معي ثواني. سوي share your screen just for a second. Let me see the picture. I want to take a screenshot and I want to send it to other groups right quick.
I wrote most of it down. There was sunscreen,
I mean,
toilet
Hazar
paper.
will do. I'm just gonna take a screenshot.
Yeah, I don't think I can
No, take a
from my
screenshot.
end.
I took a picture of it. I can send it to someone.
Go ahead.
I wrote most of it down. There was sunscreen, toilet paper, hiking boots, a handsaw, flare gun, matches, knife, tent, mirror, hunting rifle, fishing rod, and water purifier.
دكتور مازن
في رحت أنا مش عارف وين رحت.
هيك موجود معنا.
Sunscreen أخرى في insect repellent.
بس ركز معي دقيقة. سوي share your screen just for a quick second. Let me see the picture because the other.
I can't. I don't think I am allowed because Hazar put me in a team right now. I'm one of you. I can't. I'm not a presenter anymore.
يا تودي لي اياها على الفيسبوك على شو اسمه.
It's too late. هلا خلصنا الوقت. I'm sorry.
That's fine. We should have thought about that before we.
Yeah, I did not know how this works, to be honest with you. All right. Leave breakout sessions. I'm sorry. I mean, I know the other team probably did not have a chance to see anything. Did it happen to others, the other team, that you couldn't see the slide?
I think we're missing like 7.
I think we have one more group that still hasn't came back yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's only 10.
Can you bring them back? Just cancel the
It's gonna close in 19 seconds for them.
Oh, okay. How about your group? Hazza, did you stay as individual or you went as a group?
I was kind of jumping around to make sure everyone had the picture.
Yeah, they didn't have a picture. That's the problem.
Oh,
But
I
that's
took
okay.
I took a picture of it on my phone, so I had it.
That's smart, but it's unfortunate that. Anyway, is everybody back?
Yeah, we should be, yeah, because there's 16 people now.
All right. Who's group one?
We were group 2.
We were 3.
Oh.
So the
I'm
others
one
who
then.
remained as individuals, then they see how teams select different than individuals. So this exercise actually simply to see how teamwork is different than individual work. So when you are on your own solo, you have to think on your feet. Your decisions might be totally different than when you are with a team. Another group of people who are in the same situation, and they add another dimension. That dimension could be experience, could be knowledge, could be a certain skill, and from there they add to the team strength. Generally speaking, everybody says that working in a team is normally better than working solo, being alone. 2 people working together is better than 3 working separately. That's just a simple term that we need to learn. I think I want to stop here, and I want to encourage you, please, to continue to read those slides and learn from those slides. Let me give you then the last minute I'm going to stop sharing. This is my contact information. This is my cell phone, and this is my email.
I cannot see your screen, Doctor.
Okay. I
Yeah.
want to stop sharing. How do I do that?
Oh, you did
You're not.
stop sharing.
Yeah, you're not sharing, Doctor.
Hey, doctor, before you wrap up, I was hoping to ask you a couple questions.
All right,
if
let
you
me
don't mind.
open then. I am sorry.
It's fine. Can you open like 10 minutes for questions, Doctor?
Yeah, that's what I want to do right now.
Okay, great. I think somebody said that they have questions.
Yeah, and then the other thing before we do that, if anyone on this call right now is not in our WhatsApp group, you can leave your number if you have WhatsApp, leave your number in the chat so that we can add you to our group if you want to be added to the group. So you can do that, and then we will add you and you will be up to date with all the things.
Thank you. Thank you. All of you guys, if you're not a member already, please, it's very important. We will have more workshops down the road for you. All right. Questions. What are your questions?
All right, it's Fadi Al Hayek. Sorry, I got my
Fadi Habibi, tfaddal.
but I have a couple questions. I got a couple questions. So the first question is, so I've been in leadership positions for about 10 years in the retail industry. And I've done it all. Like I've done management, I've done leadership, I've been to many courses. I've gained a lot of certificates as well. But one thing that stood out for me, one question of every event that I've been to, that nobody really knew how to answer the question, or maybe it's not, I didn't find it a solution. But one of them is just being able to have that uncomfortable talks, whether it's with your family or whether it's with a teammate or a coworker. Those uncomfortable talks, how would you approach them, and what's the best way to have those conversations? Because nobody wants to have. And second question before I go is, you asked us a really nice question about leadership and who do you see as a leader. I want to ask you the same question: is who do you see as a leader and why? Yeah, I appreciate if you can answer those. Thank you.
Do you want me to answer each question, or wait until all the questions? I think Fadi wants to go. I think he has a lot to do with the baby here. Let me take the first question, Fadi. And under the pandemic, and I think, I don't know if my colleague, Saliba Kokale, um, with us, he can jump in and say something. But a lot of CEOs and a lot of people in charge um, had to find a way to tell some of their employees that this is it. Unfortunately, we need to, let you go. We cannot afford to keep you, or even the furlough. It's temporary for a few months, but you're not gonna get paid. But you'll be the first to come back when the situation changes. So there are so many situations whereby you as a leader, or you as a CEO, or you as a president, or you as a team leader needed to tell someone the bad news. In my opinion, I will let Saliba also comment on this. In my opinion, you have to be sensitive, but at the same time honest, and tell it in a way that you show them that it's not them. It has nothing to do with them. It's just, it's the company, it's the situation, and we have to let many people go. Unfortunately, you are one of them. You are great. We are willing to give you a letter of recommendation. We're gonna support you everywhere you go, and it's just unfortunate. Saliba, you want to comment?
Sure. Salam, everybody. Thanks, Dr. Mazen. This is beautiful, really workshop. The content is beautiful. And I'm hearing all these nice questions from these young folks. It's really great. So I'm glad everybody's participating. So just to let you guys know, I work in a healthcare system. We have 6 hospitals. And during the pandemic, our leadership had to make really tough decisions. And decisions because we haven't been making money. We lost revenue from surgery. Patients didn't want to come to the hospital because they are afraid to get the COVID. So we have to let people go. We have to let people take furlough. So the upper management and our leadership decide, okay, we're going to make it in a way very transparent. And I think how we did succeed with making things and rally the support of our employees. We have over 15,000 employees in the system. So we were very transparent with them. We told them exactly what's going on. We communicated with them all the financials, and we said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We have to make some really tough decisions, but the leaders started from the top. They didn't come and say, okay, we're going to, for example, reduce your salaries. The leadership from the CEO to all the VPs, they took a pay cut in their salaries. They said, we're going to start with us and we're going to reduce our salaries upfront. So this way, next, when we come to the regular employees, the front line employees, then they will not feel, oh, it's just we were only the front workers were hit. No, the upper management, we took a hit, 25% decreased our salaries. So when the regular employees looked at that, they said, wow, this is really, these are leaders, because they started with themselves. They didn't come just to start from the bottom. So that gave us the confidence, and the rally, our employees, they said, yeah, we trust our management. So after that, we made furloughs. We did ask the employees who wants to, to take 6 weeks off or 12 weeks, whatever. So they came and they volunteered and they said, okay, I will take a pay cut for 6 weeks and leave work. And we guarantee them after the furlough, they will come back and they have a job. So that gave them a sense of security that it's not, oh, we're just gonna leave and we will not find a job. And we said, we'll see how things goes. So the COVID kept going. We started learning about it. We started doing things. Our financials kept going down. So we have to take more tough decisions. We started cutting costs in everything. If a department is, surgery, their expenses went down. We started looking at every way to save money. So things kept going, south, but then eventually things started getting back. And recently, last month, because now COVID census went down, things are getting better. The leadership came and said, okay, you guys lasted with us for a year. From like January or February last year till this February, you guys did work hard for a whole year. You dealt with the COVID. You guys sacrificed. You guys were cleaning, patient rooms where there was COVID patients. So we're gonna come and recognize you guys back and give you some money. So we gave a paycheck to every employee. It went directly deposited to their bank account. And then last month, what they did, they gave us a raise to all the employees. So because things started getting better and we did get some money from the government, the CEO of the system, he said, we get some money and we should give some money to the employees back. So they gave a raise to all the employees. So think about this whole thing from the start to the now, the administration, they could done things differently. They could just laid off people. They could close certain, departments, but they didn't do that. They did work on things that could keep the employees, keep these 15,000. We offered also another thing. They came with another idea. Let's do Vero program in which anybody who wants to retire sooner. So if there is employees who are over 60 and wants to retire. So they look at every aspect to reduce costs and to help keep the system financially stable. So this is what I call leadership, because they started from the top and they kept thinking about if they didn't put their employees first, the employees will not rally behind their leadership. So this is what made us successful, and we are things going really well now with the COVID numbers going down. So now the system and the hospitals, these 6 hospitals are really heading in the right direction. Employees are happy, and everybody is
Awesome.
happy, and they trusted their leaders.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is awesome. This is a real example, Fadi, of leadership. But more important, to be honest with you, Fadi, is about your culture. It's about if you have a system that's been working, if you've been engaging and empowering your people right from the start, if you are transparent, if you are building the trust and confidence between you and your employees at all levels, if you lead by example, if you take the hit first, everything is going to translate into trust. And that's important. Even when I come to you, because I trust you and you've been there for me when I needed you, and the system is working, the culture is perfect, I'm going to accept it because I know the situation. Transparency is key, trust is key, and be the first to take the hit as a leader is important. Thank you, Saliba, a lot. Your second question is about who's a leader and how do you know if someone is a leader? Sometimes one leader is a fad, is a one-time shot. That person happened to be in a situation and that person took a risk and stood out and saved some people, but then went back to live his or her normal life. Who's a leader? A leader who can influence people, inspire people. But you have to have a people that believe in you, believe that you are the one, you are the savior, you are the guy to lead them into peace of mind, to the shore, lead them into safety. And that's a key. I can't claim that I'm a leader. If I don't have anyone that believe in my abilities, and if I can't inspire anyone and motivate anyone. So, one more. Rachel, how's time? Hazar, Marina, is Marina gone?
We're a
Marina's
little bit
gone.
over time.
Marina's
Okay.
gone, and we are over time. So
Well, looks like those who remain are interested, but it's up to you.
Dr. Mazen, maybe you want to recommend that book that you have about the how to lead, and maybe share it with the team, because it talks about the experience of all these different leaders, the one that you and I shared. That's really great book for beginners who could want to see how others like became leaders. Like James Baker, he became the Secretary of State during the Bush time. He never thought he would be in such a leading position, but things happened with him and he became a leader. So it's a great book if you want to give them that the name of the book and some of the details.
Right. It's How to Lead. It's called How to Lead. You can find it on Amazon. I think it's about $14. How to Lead.
It's a great book, guys.
Yes, I highly recommend it. All right, guys. Any other questions? If not, I rest my case.
Thank you, Dr. Mazen, for hosting this workshop. It was great.
Thank you so much.
I think we all learned something. We're all taking something with us.
You're welcome. Thank you. All of you guys, the 4 people, the leaders, I would love for you to send a survey to the participants and ask their opinion of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what's a follow-up, what they like to be done next. Okay.
Sounds great. We'll do.
Thank you.
Just a quick reminder, for any young adults, please text us your phone number and we'll add you to our group and you'll be updated on our next events.
All right.
That sounds good. I want to thank you again, Dr. Mazen. That's really knowledgeable course. We all appreciate your work with us, and I'm not sure I would like to make it maybe one more time for another topics.
Anytime. If me, Khaliba, anyone from us that can contribute and help you out, we are there for you. As I said, you are our future. We want you to be the leaders of this organization down the road.
Yeah, I know this one went over the time, and I believe there's a lot of other things to talk about. So hopefully,
I agree with you.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, everybody, for joining and for sticking with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, have a great night.
Thank you.
Khaliba, call me, please. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.